matchup with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Freeman again, first down carry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. On second down, Ryan looking downfield for Jones. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. Rodney McLeod that time able to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley. Against the Falcons, by the way, Jay Ajayi, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns in that opening night win.
Well, that's why they went out and acquired him from Miami last year about midseason. He gives them a heck of a burst, can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he will be their full-time lead back in Philly. They'll use 3. But when they want the big yards, the crucial yards, Jay Ajayi will be touching the football.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. From the gun on third down, Wentz. Flush to his right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. That's to his running back, stop behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. Doug Pederson's guys come up empty here on 4th down. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. And he's got Sanu. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. That is caught at the 7. A gain of 32 that time.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The defending champion Eagles coming back out here on offense. Well, what was your takeaway from them on opening night? They got the 18-12 win. What do you see as you look at their schedule these next few weeks?
Yeah, my first takeaway was that they found a way to win ugly on a night filled with emotion, right, where you unveil the Super Bowl banner and you know everyone's going to come at you with full emotion themselves. They weathered the storm and got a win. But with the schedule coming up, I see games that they...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. On second down, here's Ryan. Going to throw deep for the end. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, 29 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll begin the drive with a Giant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now Wentz. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Derek Shelby able to drop him for a loss of 4.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And some room to roam now. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down at about 9 to go. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Wentz. A dump off to Sproles. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Come on now. Come on now. Let's go. Great.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On play action, it's Wentz. Dancing to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
He's got his man, that's Wallace. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. Look at this, a tight end carry. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Carson Wentz as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles are back within a score. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Now he'll let it go deep over the... And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. The Falcons will call on Matt Bryant for the field goal try. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Black, come on. There, sit.
A final shot before half for Wentz. And that is incomplete here. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take it. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Go.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Black.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. And Jeffrey's got it. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. They've really been able to contain Alshon Jeffrey. That catch a rare exception in this game. And that's a feather in their cap because he's such a tone setter for his team on offense that they try and get him the ball early. And, of course, what comes after that is often. And for them to limit him and him not catch a ball until the second half, it's a big reason why his team is behind on the scoreboard. That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner. Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
82.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking deep downfield. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. Shedding the tackle. Then he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And he'll work this one out to about the 38. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you're worried about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down.
21.
Now Ryan on first down. Here's Sanu on the catch. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 42 yards. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the gain there as time will run out on this third quarter of play.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Mohamed Sanu, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. So the youngster able to use the legs to pick up the first.
And one of my pet peeves when they see this guy play, when Carson Wentz takes off running the football, I always hear people go, oh, he's sneaky athletic. No, he's athletic. Watch it.
He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar, 59 yards. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score. Elliott good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Elliott now to kick this one away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
21. Left. 5, 25,
They will run again with Coleman. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
20. Left. Got it. 25.
The Falcons will go for it. It's Ryan. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th.
Let's go.
Ryan now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. And the play clock running very low, so Dan Quinn decides to call for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now it's Ryan. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's Wentz to throw. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. An excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But 2nd down instead. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Black.
Wentz to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Wentz. Flush to his right. Throw right side taken in by Wallace. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Black, come on. 81.
Back to throw. Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. A very solid gain of 27. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. To throw is Wentz. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Coleman. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Ryan now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Hey, let's go.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And just like that, it's third down. And his kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
So some drama down to the very end of this ball game, Charles, on that final kickoff. They were hoping to break free, some sort of miracle play, but they couldn't do it.
They had a chance, and that was their only opportunity to try and bring it all the way back. As you noted, they weren't able to get that done, but at least they had the shot. What a tremendous game to be this close and this well contested.